Alright, we are going to be talking about creating thank you and download pages for today. First, there are a couple of free resources that are needed to make this happen, and I want to emphasize that these are free. So we're not asking anybody to go out and purchase an expensive HTML software. There is a perfectly fine software out there called Composer. You can actually see how it's spelled on your screen. It's not spelled how you think it should be spelled. It is spelled Kompozer, and that is composer.net. So that is one thing that you definitely need, and I would recommend that you go out and actually make a note of that and make sure you have that tool. It's a free HTML editor. It's basically what it is, it allows you to create web pages for those that are not sure what it does. If you're familiar at all with maybe Microsoft Front Page or anything like that, Microsoft Front Page, Dreamweaver, any of the more popular ones, that is exactly what Composer is. And so it's really helpful if you actually have a web editor, and this one's completely free. It's an open source software, and the great thing about it is it works for both Macs and PC, so it works great for everybody. And that is Composer, absolutely free, composer.net. So first step is to make sure you have a copy of this, or if you have a copy of Front Page, that's great, you don't need this one. But if you need an HTML editor, here is one that is free. The next resource you need to make this work is you actually need FileZilla, which is actually an FTP client, which basically FTP just stands for File Transfer Protocol. But for to lay it out a little easier for you to understand, it's basically a tool that enables you to get files from your computer, so files that you've created, maybe it's web page files, maybe it's pictures, maybe it's videos. It basically allows you to get content from your computer, stuff from your computer. It enables you to actually put it up onto the web, up onto the internet, the World Wide Web, so that people could download it, people can view your web pages, they can view your download pages. That's what FTP does. So that is what we're talking about here. You need these two resources, and if you're having a hard time with these domain names because they aren't the easiest, the best thing you can do is just go to Google and do a search for FileZilla, or do a search for Composer, spelled with a K and a Z in it, not a C-O-M, it's spelled with a K, Composer, and then FileZilla. Just do a Google search for those, and you definitely need these two tools to make things happen. So, and now that we've covered that, let's jump in and explain a little bit about the object here of thank you pages and why we have them. Basically, your thank you pages should provide an experience consistent with the initial experience and future experiences that your customers are going to have. So this could include a similar look and feel. It doesn't have to, but it does actually help. You'll see a lot of times when you buy a product and say they had a certain header image, or maybe they just had a plain white background, for their sales page, which is very popular. A lot of sales pages are very clean and simple like that, and they convert great. And so their download pages are the exact same way. I know a lot of marketers, still go with that. Some marketers choose to have graphics, but you'll notice that they tend to be consistent no matter what. And the reason you do that, it basically, it's a lot easier for your customers to relate to you. It's got your logo on there. It's got maybe your e-covers. It's got your name, so they kind of can relate and understand, okay, this is what I just subscribed for, this is what I just bought, that kind of thing. You basically, on your thank you page, it's going to be the first page they get after they either buy from you or after they subscribe to your list. First thing is, usually you have a thank you page if somebody were to buy a product from you. They would go to like a thank you page that you've all seen that says, thank you for purchasing, here's the next steps, or thank you for subscribing, or thank you for your interest in this report, here's the next step. It's very important that you explain to them what just happened, what happens next, and what, if anything, they need to do next, which in most cases, as we'll discuss, most cases, the next steps after they've purchased or subscribed to your list is to actually go to their inbox and confirm that they did want to subscribe, or confirm that they did make a purchase. And basically all that does is that helps get them on your list so that you can promote to them later, so you can send them updates, you can do those kinds of things. But it's a very important step of the marketing process, and it's extremely important that you have that part in place. Your thank you page doesn't always have to be, a page, that makes them go and confirm their email either. It could necessarily be a page that just says, hey, thank you for your purchase, your downloads are below. That's fine just as well. But your thank you page should be the first page they get after they buy or after they subscribe. there's no, one right way to do this. You can rely solely on text. You can add images and even use audio and video to get your message across. Some marketers choose videos. Most people, that's always been done. It's typically text. So if you're sitting there going, I don't feel comfortable doing videos, that's great. Not everybody does. Just do it text. It can be, there's really, like we said, there's no right or wrong way to make this happen. So you just need a page that tells customers, this is what just happened. It puts them at ease, and it will actually reduce your refunds. So your thank you page answers questions for your customers. So after implementing the desired action, you're requesting your new customers or subscriber wants to know a few more things. They really want to know what just happened once they gave you your name and email. Are they really subscribed or are they not? So that's where you need to clarify to them, hey, you're not quite subscribed yet to get your free gift. So that's why you need to confirm your email. And after you do that, then we'll automatically email you the download link. What's going to happen next? Sometimes something I need to do, or the next move is yours, that kind of thing. They sometimes want to know, when do I get my first email from you? When do I get what I just signed up for? How will it come to me? What's it going to look like so I recognize it? So it's those kind of things you want to give your customers, put them at ease. So you may not have to answer every one of those, but you might want to just make sure your thank you page basically tells them, hey, after you confirm your email, you will be sent a follow-up message with your download link, and on that page, that's where you will access your purchase. Or, after you click the link, we'll automatically redirect you to the download page so you can start going through the training. Whatever the process is, make sure your customers know what that is on the thank you page, because that's very, very important. It's also essential that on your thank you page you have your contact email address. An email address or support desk, either one is going to help you immensely if you can do that. So what do I now what do I do now to make sure I get what I signed up for? Those are kind of things your customers want to know. Your thank you page should answer these kind of questions so your customers have no doubts in their mind, so that your support is minimalized because you answered these questions ahead of time. If you just gave them a page that just said, hey, make sure you confirm or something like that, that would work okay, but it's not going to be as effective as if you said, hey, after you confirm, you're going to get these things, because then they know what to expect, and you are already basically getting them to relate to what you have going on. So that's the important thing. That's the basics of a thank you page. Thank you pages point the direction of where to go. Thank them for subscribing. Always thank them for subscribing. Always thank them for buying. It's just goodwill. It's common business. But thank you goes a long way. It makes them feel good. It usually points out the next step or direction. So keep that in mind, and you'll be on the right track here. So we're going to be showing you actually some examples of thank you pages and what you can do to make them better. You want to be very careful with your thank you page wording. A thank you is usually given in return and is looked at possibly being a final step. So what's the next move? And you might do things like, hey, there's just a few more steps. Great, thank you for doing this. I need to ensure that you wanted these kinds of things, all that. So make sure again that your customers know the process and what's expected of them. Here's actually an example thank you page, which will actually show you how to set that up, where to put your thank you pages and things like that. But basically, your thank you page, this is a very good example of one. It basically, draws out the very important part, which is, hey, to protect your privacy, we just need to make sure that you confirm this. And you're making it as a benefit to them, because you're saying, hey, we're here to protect you. We care about you. We don't want, we want to make sure you actually wanted this. So, make sure that you go and actually confirm so that we can send you what you were interested in, whether it was buying or subscribing.